Utah Valley University became the center of a shocking event that sent ripples across the United States. A single rifle shot ended the life of Charlie Kirk, a well-known conservative activist and co-founder of Turning Point USA. His death has sparked intense debates on ideology, safety, and the dangerous intersection of politics and violence in today's America. Charlie Kirk, only 31 years old, was a polarizing figure in U.S. politics. Admired by many on the right and criticized heavily by others, he was known for his sharp rhetoric, frequent media appearances, and activism on college campuses. Through Turning Point USA, he worked to amplify conservative voices, challenge left-leaning policies, and influence young voters. His prominence made him a target of both support and resentment, a reality that unfortunately turned fatal on that September evening at Utah Valley University. The man accused of the killing is 22-year-old Tyler Robinson. Not much was publicly known about him before this incident, but what emerged in the aftermath painted a disturbing picture. Shortly after the shooting, Robinson allegedly confessed in a private Discord group, writing, "Hey guys, I have bad news for you all. It was me at UVU yesterday. I'm sorry for all of this." This digital confession quickly became a central piece of evidence. Investigators also revealed that Robinson had left behind a handwritten note, though he later destroyed it. Forensic evidence and interviews confirmed that in this note, he admitted he had the opportunity to target Charlie Kirk and chose to take it. Authorities say Robinson's ideology leaned left, though his exact motive remains unclear. What stands out is that he apparently told at least one other person about his intentions before carrying them out. Utah Governor Spencer Cox noted that while Robinson himself is not cooperating with law enforcement, people close to him have shared information that supports investigators' findings. At this point, authorities are still piecing together whether ideology, personal grievance, or other factors ultimately pushed Robinson toward this act of violence. The role of digital platforms cannot be ignored here. Robinson's confession via Discord highlights how online spaces are often where such acts are first articulated, discussed, or even encouraged. Private online groups can become echo chambers, fueling anger and radicalization. For investigators, these digital footprints are crucial, offering trails of evidence even when physical documents, like Robinson's note, are destroyed. But it also raises tough questions about how much monitoring of these platforms should exist, how privacy should be balanced with safety, and whether free speech protections can coexist with rising threats of political violence. This tragedy has also renewed attention on the risks faced by public figures. Charlie Kirk's outspoken and often controversial presence made him a high-profile target. In today's climate of polarization, figures who embody an ideology often attract extreme reactions from both supporters and opponents. The question of security for political activists, commentators, and public speakers is becoming increasingly urgent, especially as ideological clashes intensify. Legally, Robinson is expected to face severe charges. The evidence points toward premeditated murder, with the confession, destroyed note, and witness accounts strengthening the case. If convicted, the consequences will likely be lifelong. Prosecutors may also explore whether this act qualifies as a hate crime or even domestic terrorism, depending on how strongly ideology is tied to his motive. Courts will have to navigate not just the crime itself but also the broader implications of ideology-driven violence. Beyond the courtroom, this case reflects a much larger trend in the United States. Political violence has been on the rise, with increasing numbers of incidents tied to ideological disputes. The killing of Charlie Kirk is not an isolated act but part of a troubling pattern where divisions once limited to rhetoric now spill into deadly action. This raises fundamental concerns about the health of democracy, the role of social media in shaping public opinion, and the extent to which extreme polarization can corrode civil society. It also forces us to reflect on the balance between free expression and public safety. Democracies thrive on the ability to debate ideas, even unpopular ones. But when disagreements transform into dehumanization, and when ideological opponents are seen not as fellow citizens but as enemies, the risk of violence grows. How can societies preserve freedom of thought while preventing dangerous radicalization? This is not a question unique to America, it is one democracies around the world are wrestling with. For now, many questions remain unanswered. What was Robinson's true motive? How much did ideology shape his decision? Was this an act born from political anger, personal instability, or a mix of both? Who else knew about his plans beforehand, and could anything have been done to prevent the attack? What impact will Kirk's death have on Turning Point USA and the conservative movement at large? The death of Charlie Kirk is more than just the loss of one individual. It is a moment that reflects the fragility of political discourse in the United States today. It reminds us that unchecked division and hostility can cross dangerous lines. As Robinson awaits trial and the nation debates the meaning of this act, one truth is clear: the intersection of ideology, violence, and technology is shaping the future of politics in ways we can no longer ignore. If you found this breakdown informative, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into global and political events. Share your thoughts in the comments.